Okay, today is January 13th, 2016. We're watching the Northeast Pacific water vapor loop, and we can see two large storms moving towards the California coast, the west coast. We also have some moisture moving in over Southern California, uh, and we had a lot of chemtrails in the skies today, a lot of aerosol spraying all day long, very heavy spraying. And right now at 9:25 p.m., we have a barometric pressure of 30.06 inches. We've got relative humidity of 93%. That's been going up and down between about 92 and 95% over the last couple of hours. We've got a temperature of 45 degrees, and the dew point has dropped to 43 degrees Fahrenheit from 45 degrees here about an hour and a half ago. So the dew point has dropped somewhat. We do have a very high humidity, but no rain. And that's because of all the chemtrail spraying over the region today, and also the surface high pressure is very high, and that is going to stop the rain. But yet we have two giant storms moving right towards the California coast, and the people on TV on KABC 7 are saying no rain until next Tuesday. And right now it is Wednesday, I believe it is Wednesday. And so no rain until next Tuesday, yet we have these two huge storms. So the people doing the weather must look at the satellites once in a while out and see what's going on. I'm very surprised that they never, nobody ever mentions this stuff. And so obviously they've been gagged. They can't say anything. Okay, let's look at the rainbow loop, and we can see the size of this front here. This is very large. This is almost as long as going from Canada all the way down to Baja. If you straighten this thing out, it's quite a long storm front, and no rain for Southern California. That's the forecast. All right, let's take a look at the water vapor loop. We can see the size of this front moving towards California. We've got high pressure built in right here. There's high pressure being applied right here in the core of this storm, and also right through here. I'm going to try to cut off this moisture field, this system here. They put high pressure right here, and that's going to cut off this moisture field right here. That's what they're doing. A lot of chemtrails in the Los Angeles area today. That prevents the lift. Got to have two things for rain. We have to have moisture and lift. And when the chemtrails are sprayed, that prevents the lift in the atmosphere, and we don't get any rain. It lowers the relative humidity and the dew point. So the chemtrails are very effective at drying out the atmosphere ahead of these big storms. And then between that and the use of the high pressure, they are able to block a lot of this moisture, and the chemtrails sponge up the rest of it and prevent any lift in the atmosphere. And so we don't get rain. Now, a lot of people are asking, why are they spraying the chemtrails? And that is it's an important question. And it's a complicated answer, but there are higher powers, global powers, and Wall Street influence in controlling our weather, because food prices can be manipulated, fresh water supply can be manipulated, and therefore the price of water goes up when there's less supply. And there's a lot of reasons why. Quarterly profits are very important these days. There's not many ways to make money. The money in the bank is not earning really anything as far as interest goes. Uh, so weather manipulation and cutting corners, like what we're seeing here with the weather, is a good way for insiders to make a killing, and that's apparently what's happening, because the Chicago Mercantile Exchange is allowing betting on the weather, and the Harp Report guy connected all those dots last year. And so if you want a good explanation of why and how this is being done, I suggest you go look at the Harp Report videos from last year. And he talks about the Chicago Mercantile Exchange and these weather futures and all kinds of stuff that's very educational. And I think you ought to take some time and look at those videos, because you will learn a lot. All the newcomers that are wondering why this is happening and why these people would drought out California. There's plenty of reasons. There's millions of reasons, and they all have dollar signs in the middle of the words. So there's millions of reasons, and that's the money is the reason, and follow the money. So that's the best explanation. We've got drought-resistant seeds that are being sold by Monsanto and Archer Daniels Midland and a few other big companies that sell GMO stuff. And so this is a big problem, and it goes pretty deep. And let's take a look now at the jet stream. We have some jet stream flow into California. You can see that here. And we have some other flow right down here off of Mexico. Let's take a look at the surface analysis map. We can see the high pressure installed in place once again to a lot of high pressure all the way up and down the coast. These ridges will block most of this storm right here. This is a 956 millibar hurricane force storm, this one here, and then we've got another one right here, 975 millibar. This is the first of the two right here, 975 millibar. That's moving in right into Washington and Oregon. But this will be blocked. A lot of it will be blocked. And Southern California, let's go back and take another look at this. Looks like we've got high pressure right all through here and all through here. So that is they are going to try to block this entire. I don't know how effective that's going to be, but we can see a transmitter applying heat all through here, clearing all through here. We've got some counterclockwise movement here. There is some moisture moving into Northern California. You can see that. We can see that clearing much better here in the rainbow loop, right all through here. So they're going to try to, stop these huge storms with high pressure all along the coast here. We can see the high pressure is marked all through here. All right. And this is a much bigger storm right here. This is a hurricane force storm, and it's moving towards the east. And but yet there's no rain forecast for Southern California. I find that pretty odd. Okay, let's take a look at Hawaii and what's going on in Hawaii right now. This is what's left of Hurricane Pali. This is now Tropical Storm Pali with 65 mile per hour winds. This storm had an eye wall for just a few hours. I think it was a couple of days ago. But now it's basically just a large thunderstorm system. And over here we have another one that's actually larger. This is the former Hurricane Pali right here. And we have another storm right here. So Pali is currently moving to the southwest, I believe it is. Let's go look at the infrared loop. And we can see this has been blown apart. There's not much left of it. These waters right through here are right around 79 degrees. Okay, let's take a look at the visible light mode, and we can see, we actually can see in this view 3 separate concentric rings originating from the core of this system right here. They are targeting this system probably with microwave. And in this loop, we can see 3 rings. There's 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3. So they are hitting the core, and we can see those rings as they expand out radially from the core. That's where they're targeting the energy, right there, right where the pen tip is, and we can see those rings moving out and moving to the west. Okay, next is the Hurricane Center information. And Pali has maximum winds of 65 miles per hour and moving 9 miles per hour south-southwest. Okay, with a pressure of 993 millibar. All right, so Pali is on its way out, and there is a tropical storm, Alex, out in the Atlantic, in the western, or rather the eastern Atlantic, right here. And this formed today. This was a depression, or rather a disturbance earlier today, and now it is a subtropical storm with 60 mile per hour winds. And this storm is forecast to move basically north towards Greenland. So we'll keep an eye on that. It's moving at 17 miles per hour. All right. Let's take a look at some of these maps here. This is the surface analysis, sea level pressure analysis, and we can see that large area of high pressure right here, all through the southwest. That will block this storm front right here. And then that between this and the chemtrails, they will block the rain into Southern California once again. All right, here is the 500 millibar. We can see that upper level low right down here. But there's so much surface high pressure that that's going to affect our weather right here. So but there is upper level low right there, and we can see that also on the 300 millibar. All right. And now we have this is the MODIS today, the color satellite map showing the chemtrail activity in Southern California today. All right, so here is Los Angeles is right here, and we can see the chemtrail haze all through this area. We can see some lines over here. There's just a lot of activity, a lot of spraying activity all day today. Now we're missing quite a bit of the map. If we go south, there's a big area that's been left out. And that happens sometimes. They just don't, on a complete map, sometimes they hide the entire Southern California area during days of heavy spraying. But today they have part of the map shown. And we can see that there was a lot of spraying. Okay, let's go over right here. Now, all of this white stuff, this is the real clouds, and there may be some snow under it right here. But these clouds, these are all clouds. The white stuff is the super white stuff is the natural clouds, and then this gray off-white stuff, all this off-white stuff is all chemtrail mix. And that's being sprayed out of the planes. It disperses out into what looks like cirrus clouds, and it prevents the lift in the atmosphere and destroys the possibility of rain. Okay, so that was the situation today in Los Angeles. A lot of spraying and no rain. And right now we've got 95%, or rather 93% humidity. Okay, so that is the report, and we'll do an update tomorrow. In the meantime, I'd like the meteorologists on TV to explain how this can be that we don't get any rain time after time after time while they install high pressure here. And nobody mentions that. Nobody mentions the chemtrails. The timing of the chemtrails is key. And the timing of the high pressure being installed, that's key. How come you people don't address that or even mention it? You didn't even show the hurricane out here by Hawaii. Why not? The weather reporting is a joke. It's a sick joke. Anyway, that's it. Do another update tomorrow.